Man, what did I tell you about Sheffield United? Manchester United 1, Sheffield 2. Those players today let their manager down, they let us down. Awful, disgusting. Not a single player should have walked out that stadium feeling proud of themselves. They should all be ashamed of themselves. That was the worst performance I've ever seen from United. And we got beaten by Palace and Tottenham. That was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, we threw Liverpool in the mud. It's almost as if we jumped in the mud with them and said, "Don't worry, Liverpool, you'll never walk alone." Yeah, I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated because I finally thought I could trust this team. 14 games unbeaten. Even despite losing to Tottenham 6-1, despite going out the Champions League, I thought finally we're doing something. We've beat Liverpool in the FA Cup finally. And then they go and do this. I'm not sure what to feel about this. I'm not sure what to think of this team. And let me just go through the lineup quickly. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Tuanzebe, Maguire, Telles, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford left, Greenwood right, Martial up top. And I think the first player you got to start with really from the bottom is De Gea. How many times from last season has he been in that exact same situation from that exact same type of corner? Expected to show or to take the initiative and punch the ball out, show some command, and just doesn't get it right. Again, you have no idea how many times I've seen this happen last season, where he's supposed to punch the ball out, completely misses it, and it goes in. Not good enough. Anyway, 1-0 down. And again, I finally started to trust this team to come back and win the game. But no. Literally, if we go to the back four, Telles. He made Brandon Williams look good today. But he made Brandon Williams look like one of the best left backs in the world. Literally. He was awful. Like, goes forward, then goes back. Like, when Bissaka went forward more, or provided more going forward than Telles, really. Even though Telles got an assist, got the assist for the goal we scored, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was still better than Telles today. And that's not saying much because both of them were awful. But I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was just slightly better overall, but Telles ended up getting the assist. Going to the back line, Harry Maguire and Tuanzebe. And that second goal, look, Harry Maguire gets a goal. Well done. We lost the game though. Harry Maguire and Tuanzebe, that second goal, my God, was an absolute. You know what? That goal, that second goal that we conceded, just summed up our defensive problems that we've had and still have for how many years? Like, and what's very clear to me is that Harry Maguire is not a leader. He is not the one that organizes the defense. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do it with Lindelof. He doesn't do it with Tuanzebe. But somehow he does it with Bailly. I know what's the problem. Harry Maguire has been given the captaincy by Ollie, but he's not a leader. Okay, Eric Bailly is the one that organizes that defense. It's so clear, it's very clear now that Eric Bailly is more of a leader than Harry Maguire. And that's on Ollie. Alright. Midfield. Matic, Pogba, Bruno. Matic, awful. Today he looked like the old Matic, the one that was so slow at moving the ball. It was just awful. It was so bad. Really. And, to go back to Matic of old. Like, Matic of old was bad. Like, crap. Pogba, Bruno was... I've got to hold my hands up. I love Bruno, but he was awful. Passing was sloppy. I know people say it gives the ball away, but the passing itself was sloppy. The touch was sloppy. Pogba and Bruno didn't really have any influence in the game. Rashford was really poor. I don't think Telles helped him. Greenwood as well, quiet. Martial, probably the worst game I've ever seen from him. I know people give him a lot of stick because he's not clinical enough, which he isn't. But you can always depend on his hold-up play. You know what I mean? Today, nothing. Couldn't even hold up the ball. And I think, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time that Martial got dropped. I think he's had enough game time to try and play himself back into form. And he just hasn't done it. So, I think Cavani should start. I think Martial should come off the bench. I think, yeah. And I think now you've really got to start thinking about, where is this team going? What is this team capable of? I said this in a previous video that we would do very well to stay in a title race, just to stay in one, right? I didn't ever say we were going to win the league. I just don't think that Ollie got the backing for this. I think Ollie's done very well despite the poor ownership. We're still technically in the title race. That's fair. But yeah, we're not the finished article. We're just not. The mentality of this team is still not there. I have to say it. It's still not there. And again, there is a degree where you still have to look at the board. Who, by the way, have just exposed themselves to be the most patriotic Americans ever, because when their Tampa Bay Buccaneers get into a Super Bowl, they celebrate like crazy. But we're in a title race, complete negligence. It's very clear that these American owners don't care about anything that's not American. Very clear. Anyway, it's very, if you have to look at the owners, if they actually got us a centre back and a CDM, would we be talking about Twanzebe and Maguire? I mean, Twanzebe, that second goal, he just stands there. What's happening? Fleck gets the ball twice in the same area, and deflection off the crossbar in. Anyway, I don't know what to feel. I honestly just want to move on. Yeah, disappointing. We have to move on. Like, subscribe. Glory, glory, Man United.